What you're seeing is a camera that doesn't fake nostalgia. Everybody loves to slap a filter on their video and call it retro, but this one can literally take you back in time. But to understand what's so special about this invention, we need to rewind a couple of months when I had an idea. Cameras are getting too good. In the span of 10 years we went from barely noticeable camera bumps to whatever the fuck this is. Soon you'll even be able to see the Curiosity rover scooter around on Mars. And all this progress for what? Uploading to social media turns your images into pixar anyway. No, I want the opposite. A camera so bad, it's actually good. A camera nobody asked for yet, everybody wants. A true retro camera. But Pidiko, dumbass, why don't you just buy one of those camcorders everybody's so nostalgic towards these days? Oh, you mean the scamcorders? Bulky, proprietary digital cameras with dead batteries whose footage isn't even close to looking like true analog VHS tapes. I could also just use a 10-year Olympus camera. It's the perfect form factor, compact, and has that 2010s vibe to it. But it's digital! I'll explain later why that's a problem. Our camera will consist of 5 major parts. 1. The brain. Arduino, too weak. Single board computer, overkill. Got a smartphone, too complicated. Raspberry Pi 5, too expensive. Let's dial back a bit. Raspberry Pi 02W. Perfect size, easy to use, cheap yet powerful. We'll build around that. 2. Power. I have a bunch of these lithium-ion cells eagerly waiting to be drained of their juices, used as power sources. Widely available, sufficient capacity, easy to charge. 3. Camera. If you couldn't tell by this beautiful drawing, the most important part of the build. What's that? Can I have a suggestion? You say digital. What about the Raspberry Pi digital camera? No digital cameras! The reason building this whole project is to get that low-resolution glitchy VHS tape feel without having to buy physical tapes or rent a warehouse to store the camera. But where do we get an analog camera if almost nobody uses them? Keyword: almost. FPV drones. Look at that resolution, exactly what I need. 4. Screens. 4:3 aspect ratio, smaller than 3 inches. That's pretty much it. 5. Peripherals. Peripherals.
Peripheral.
Peripherals. Peripherals.
Peripheral.
Peripherals. What? I'm talking microphones, speakers, buttons, switches, battery charger, converters, amplifiers, all that stuff. I cannot just start wiring up stuff randomly and hoping for the best. I don't even have most of the components yet, or even a name for the project. An analog camera. Analog cam. Too long. Retro cam also sounds nice, I guess. Anyway, we need one of these. It's called a functional block diagram, I think. I don't know, I didn't pay attention in school. It lets me plan how the whole system is going to function before making any schematics, which I'm going to do right now. Right now. I honestly can't go very far without knowing what parts I'm going to use. So... Do you know that feeling when you have an idea in mind, so you try to order the parts but no free components come from the same place? Oh, but just order from different stores then. Sounds nice until you get 20 different phone calls in the span of 5 days because your $15 $2 order is arriving in 5 minutes, which you'll have to pay separate shipping fee for, which is more expensive than your order because the components came from separate places and of course they couldn't just put them together and ship it all at once. The point is that the fewer places I'm ordering from, the better. Ideally I would design fully custom PCB with everything integrated. Then just order the components from a single manufacturer, but that would be so time consuming and prone to failure that it's just much simpler to just use pre-made modules. Anyway, after a while I remember the site I ordered from half a year ago. It has a ton of components, so it should have what I want. I just get my items from eBay then. Wait, no, AliExpress. 2 months for shipping? At least that site I was talking about still works. Hey, it's okay, I just tell them that their website doesn't work. What do you mean the email doesn't exist? You know what, let's just focus on improving the plans in the meantime. Oh, never mind, the website works again. With 399 items in my cart, I ordered... Yeah, I went a bit overboard, but can't argue at these prices, holy hell. I ordered most of the components from a single site, leaving only the camera and its signal converter to eBay. I already had a Pi 02W, battery cells and cell holders, and some other small components like resistors or buttons. While the components are making their way here from China, let's design most of the PCB based on the parts we ordered. As always, PCBWay, the video sponsor, will be providing the boards. Making the schematics is a weird feeling. It's exciting, boring and nerve-wracking all at once. Seeing the progress is satisfying, but there are so many things you have to pay attention to that it can also be exhausting. Make a small oopsie on the board that translates to a major mistake, and good luck fixing it while they're already manufacturing what you sent them. Or realize that you didn't do enough research and ordered the wrong part. But what idiot would do something like that? Houston, we have a problem. Okay, so this was one of the components I ordered. It's a microphone. Guess what? Now this is an analog output. And this does not have an analog input. And I also do not have a compatible module here. And now I'm just freaking out because I have to order again. I'm already waiting for 2 packages from eBay, 2 from Amazon which still haven't arrived, 1 from this electronic site, and now I have to order another package. And as I said, I always need to be near my phone because if somebody calls that the package is arriving... Somebody just literally called, but...
What are you gonna do about it, huh? Break into my house? This is not even my house.
So now I'm going to be waiting for 6 packages at the same time. But there's nothing else I can really do. So... Wow, no way.
3 weeks later.
Little update, the AliExpress order was the fastest. 2 months for shipping. I wonder why. Look what I got! 1 more package to go. Awesome, my god, I didn't expect the camera to be this small. It's like a peanut.
Tomorrow.
We're not gonna need most of this for this project, so... Whole thing crashed.
1 eternity later.
It's finally done. I finished the design and I ordered a PCB. Well, that's convenient. But this is for a different video. Okay, here are the 2 PCBs. Okay, let's hope it doesn't explode. Okay, so far so good. Everything seems alright. Oh! No, what was that? Something burned. I just turned off the camera and something started smoking. Let's try that again. Wait. Oh my... Oh! Of course.
Yeah, of course.
These 2 boards shorted each other because I forgot to add some protection here. Or at least, that's what I assumed. But we'll get back to that. Oh wait! Oh wait, I see! Oh, this was that burning smell. The trace. We're getting somewhere. If this doesn't explode and we're good, then I'll be happy. Please don't explode, please! It shouldn't explode. Oh, anyway, let's try to program this thing. If I figure out how to do that. Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm miles deep into this project. I'm seeing freaking issues all over the place. And oh, I'm also learning how to code. Yeah, that's something I do now. Let's just think this through. Before anything, we'll need to install some kind of operating system on the Pi. First, when I turn the device on, a live preview of the camera should open up, so we'll need a USB camera input and a display driver. Second, pressing the shutter button will take an image and save it to the SD card on the Pi. Pressing the record button will start using the microphone and flashing the light indicating that I am in fact recording a video. That's multiple I/O pins and access to internal storage. Third, pressing the playback button will bring up a menu where I can go through my files, playback videos and delete files if necessary. These 4 tiers go from "I can just look it up bro" to "Now we can actually go ahead and start programming." Only if life was that easy. I installed PiOS on the camera, plugged it in the display and turned it on, but something felt off. When I gave it power, the charger started glowing red and the Pi didn't turn on. I don't know what that means, but red definitely equals scary. I unplugged the display and suddenly everything seems to work now. Bro, what? I don't get it. Try putting the screen and it just stops. Is something shorted? I need to check this. After testing the board for a while in different places and realizing that I messed something up. Whoa! Whoa. There is definitely a short circuit somewhere. I took another look at the schematics. What the fuck? Oh my god. Problem is that this should be ground. And guess where ground is? It is here, on the bottom. It turns out I had the left connector completely flipped. Oh my god. How am I going to fix that? Well, get ready to inhale some solder fumes because that's the only way you're getting out of this. I gotta pull these pins out. Oh my god. Well, this took a little while. Oh, I hope it's going to work. Do I even have to say anything at this point? Back to programming! And by programming I mean copy and pasting lines ChatGPT and online tutorials told me to use, which work very well. If you're here, you might as well spend another 30 minutes reinstalling the OS because ChatGPT gaslit you into thinking it's better than what you have right now. Then realize that none of what you need is available on that system, and after explaining that, it does a 180 and starts saying how your original plan was superior than what it just told you to do. Stupid ChatGPT! But now at least I know why the screen didn't work. Oh, of course! Of course it didn't work! Because I simply forgot to fix this trace. Okay, let's see. Yes! 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 Finally! Oh, you don't know how excited I am that it finally works. And soon enough, the camera comes to life. Oh, it works! Oh, that's so sick. Check this out. Okay, clearly need to tweak some settings, but it's great, it works. We are getting somewhere, even if it feels like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It turns out I need one of these joystick things to access camera settings, which I don't have, so I created this. It's a crude imitation based on guesswork, but it's faster than waiting 2 weeks to get a proper board shipped. Oh, it works! Let's go! Then it's just a matter of tuning the right values to get what I want. But what's up with the flipped colors? Why does yellow look blue on the screen? Let me test something. Why is red blue? Green is green, but then blue shows red? The seemingly simple problem of switching the format between RGB and BGR led me on a multiple day-long search for the problem, where I discovered that ChatGPT has been misguiding me this whole time. It was trying every kind of complicated solution, and when none of them worked, I took a step back, did a quick Google search and found that what has been telling me was pretty much wrong the whole time, as the program it told me to use wasn't even meant for what I was trying to achieve. You little bastard, I know you're not as smart as you say you are. But programming without knowing how to program is part of the process. Sometimes you go down a path only to realize that you're going the wrong way. You turn back, block the entrance you came from and try a different path. Sometimes you gotta walk back really far and realize that you were on the wrong path the whole time, even though it seemed like it was the right path all along. Eventually, you arrive at your destination with newfound knowledge. And then we lived happily ever after. Besides the fact that the front panel doesn't fit, it's not waterproof and barely splash resistant, you need tweezers to remove the SD card, need to remove SD card to transfer the images and videos, can't use HDMI or USB, wiring is a mess, battery is really hard to remove, cooling was an afterthought, motor is pushing on the camera, motor is loose, cannot cover the camera, battery level board needs super glue, speaker is hissing, shoddy microphone rework needed, hard to assemble, very hard to disassemble, print needs post-processing, fan is sticking out, fan is loud, front logo looks awful, buttons barely work, need to crimp custom connectors, and did I forget to mention that you cannot even charge this thing as it blocks the fan from cooling the camera, which would otherwise overheat and melt the whole case. I would usually stop here and say I fix it after I post the video, but this thing is an embarrassment at this stage. I can't fix a lot on the electronic side without ordering another board, but I can try to at least put the rest of it into an acceptable state.
How great!
I spent 2 hours post-processing the case and now I have to reprint it anyway. But at least the rest of it still works.
A few moments later.
I think the camera is dead and it no longer works for some reason. But if I order a new camera, that's going to be another at least 2 weeks. I'm starting to think if this is even worth it at this point. I keep having to guess what kind of software to use because there are so many options yet I don't know how to use either of them. But that's the least of our worries. Right now I just want to make this camera work, but it seems like it gave up on me. I'm tired, but it is what it is.
A few minutes later.
Oh my god, I think I just figured it out. I think we have a missing component here. There's this image and that tiny thing is missing on here. I think I knocked it off when I was trying to insert this into the case. With my professional lab setup, I quickly confirmed that my intuition was right. There we go. And now it works again. Let's finish programming this thing.
1 eternity later.
I will start uploading once a month, I said. I will get stable income, I said. And then I end up I can't even talk anymore. Anyway, so I keep starting these projects that require programming, and then I end up stuck for 3 weeks straight trying to figure out what the f I'm supposed to be doing. And AI isn't going to just do everything for me. What did I even want to say here? This project was never about nostalgia. It was about disappearances. About the people who didn't know they were filming their last day on Earth. Footage that was never meant to be seen. The one you just can't forget. This camera was meant to record found footage. I didn't want to get my kidney stone in the forest that night, so I filmed in my backyard, which is just as terrifying. I'll also be going on a little trip tomorrow, but it's completely unrelated to this, by the way. Wait. The camera has its fair share of problems, but it's good enough as a proof of concept, and if some people want more of this, I continue developing it. Before you binge watch all my videos and show it to your pets, all the project files, components and tutorial will be up for free on PCBWay's design contest page. It will also be on Patreon with extra footage, bloopers and more. Thanks again PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Now go outside and touch some grass.